next part is the click-through rate, right? So
That's right.
impression means that people have seen your listing. They haven't done anything, they've just seen it. So now
That's
the
right.
next thing they have to do is you want them to click on it. So that's the click-through rate. So tell us about click-through rate in terms of what is a good number to aim for and how can you see others?
Yeah. So when it comes to the click-through rate, you're gonna do exactly the same exercise. It just now instead of focusing on, in this case, on the impression column, you're gonna focus on the clicks column. And usually, again, there isn't also a good or bad number because I mean it's gonna depend on the market. The reason why I usually prefer you guys go inside brand analytics and define this number is because if I say right now, let's say 15-20%, right, industry standards, and then you go and see, oh, my click share is actually 2%, you're gonna get depressed and think that maybe is your product not working or on the market. And actually, when you go and see your market, you realize the median of your market is 5%. So that's why I do exactly the same exercise. Find the keyword that you know is a must, because you can find this by other tools, by finding the volume of sales. Then you go to brand analytics, focus on that specific keyword at your ASIN level, click on that keyword. That's going to open the top 10 ASINs on that specific keyword that Amazon's giving you that data. So that's the most accurate data you're ever going to have. And then from that, you can say, okay, Amazon is telling me that, you know, the median, like from the bestseller, a click share is 7%. So that means realistically, when I'm getting started, if I already have 3-4%, is, you know, it's something within the standards. And that's usually how you adjust, because something that we do internally within the agency, and we monitor this. And by the way, all these reports I'm mentioning, guys, you can download it down. So you can download these reports. And what we do internally, we have our macros, and we basically create a history of all this data. And now you have tools that allow you to consolidate this data as well. So what you can do is you can keep historical data, how the click share changes on your specific niche. And if you identify that, let's say your the top competitors, right, is having a click share average of 8%, and you are struggling and you're still landing at around 4 or 5%, that means most likely we need to do split testing with the main image, with the listing, we need to play with pricing, most likely with also something to do with the placement, because you have to consider the click share is considered across the whole page. It might be that you're not getting enough click share because your product is at the bottom of the page on that keyword, and it's considered the impression, because remember this on Amazon, even if the person doesn't see the product on the screen, by its loading, it's considered as an impression. But if they're not clicking, basically it might be that it's just because you are at the bottom of the page. So consider that, right? So that's also a way for you internally to make strategic decisions that, okay, I need to improve my organic ranking, I need to split test my pricing and all of that, until you do this weekly, bi-weekly, downloading this report, and you will start matching that click, that basically a click share and conversion that your top competitors are having, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so there is quite a bit here. By the way, this is all homework for sellers, right? Because you just looking at the data on the screen for your selected range is not going to do you anything. You need to download that data, and then you need to have a place to process it, and then look at it keyword by keyword over time to see how your numbers are progressing, getting better or getting worse. So, I mean, that's the reality of it. This report is not available through the API yet either, as we record this. So this is a manual job that you have to do. So you need to, but it will pay off big time. So we're just walking through the things that you can do. So click through. So improving click through comes down to what? Tell us what impacts click through.
Yeah, something that we see impacting a lot the click through and the clicking share is pricing and the main image. Those are always the main drivers. So something that we always do, for example, we want to position a product on a keyword, we always need to make sure, and this is a must because we have identified that this is very important to get your rank organically, that you have to match or overpass the top sellers on that keyword. Because if you don't, Amazon will think like, why should I put your product on page 1 where the average on page 1 is 10% and you're performing at 3%? So you need somehow to fabricate this 10%. The way it go very aggressive with pricing for a period of time, we split test images and things like that. Of course, something that's been working very well for us, but this is going to depend on your budget, is like when we want to go very aggressive on a keyword, we target that keyword as an exact match top placement on that keyword. And then we go with a 40% coupon. We make it basically an irresistible offer. And this on what is going to happen is that it's going to spike your click share, and it's going to spike your click-through rate. That on Amazon eyes, if you keep doing this over a period of at least 2 weeks, it's going to say, okay, this product actually is it's converting very well against the median of the market. And you're going to see how over time that's going to significantly improve what we call the organic rank. And you can also track this with the search query performance. Like you can do a report 1 week before putting the aggressive pricing, 1 week after, and you're going to see most of the time you put a coupon aggressive as that, you're going to see a significant increase on the impression share and click share, which at the end of the day, we know it's a big factor to Amazon decide if you're going to be on page 1 or not. So that's usually pricing and main image, I would say. Yeah.